How you doing? This is George with Truck Driver Nation. So we did the first. So we'll just get back to the drones. This was unboxing of the merchandise that we bought from DJI. The first one we did was the Neo. So now what we're going to do is the Neo actually to be able to use the drone to do content or whatever you want to do for it. The drone itself will actually record it, whether you're using an SD card. And my understanding, I believe it'll take all the way up to a 64 gigabyte SD card on that. Make sure you look at your manual's instructions. And as we go through this and I'm putting all the equipment together, we'll do these things. So these following videos should have all that content as well. So some of these I will have to watch videos, come back to them. But right now we're doing the unboxing. But the DJI Mini mic or the Mic Mini is actually you can tether it with through your phone, and it has its own application given out. I'm assuming it's by DJI that you can actually take it, hook it in, and it will actually connect the drone through this device here, and that way it even has where you can oh my goodness, I forgot where you actually bring down the pitch or the tone so it doesn't become too much for the audio. But thing is, you ain't got to do a voice over video. It'll come as one piece of content, and you can honestly go in there at that point, put it in whatever, whether you're using Dragon or whatever software you're using, put it in there and edit it, or just clip it, however you want to clip it inside the software before you even do that, and then download it, and you're ready to put it wherever you want to put it. Me myself, I don't like doing all that clipping and stuff. If I can't get my content to you correctly, and obviously you ain't got enough insight to be able to obviously understand what I'm saying, then obviously you probably need somebody else for your content. I just give it straight the way it is. So this ain't edited. I don't do all the editing and stuff. If I can't figure it out and then give it to you on another video, then obviously I'm not good at this. But that being said, we're going to package this one, and oh my goodness, that went on a manual. So what I did is I put a box down here below me, and the reason I did because all this packaging mess that goes with this, until I know that these devices are actually in good enough shape and everything works with them. Because remember, like they always say, even when you're buying a car, was it built on a Friday? So you don't know if people are half asleep, ready to get liquored up, or ready to party, or go to a wedding, whatever, on that Friday day. So they don't perform as effectively as they should have been on a Monday through Thursday kind of deal. So I want to make sure that everything obviously works real well before I start throwing away all the packaging. So let's get this one open here. This one is this one here came with a sealed, like a rubber plastic seal. So that's how they show that you've accessed that one. For this one, they actually wrap the whole thing in plastic. So let's get this thing open real quick. And I'm hoping that I find more features other than what I was already explaining, because what I was explaining was actually pretty, I got to be honest, it was really impressive. Especially based on that's not what I went in there for. I actually went in there just to get me a drone so I could actually start, running around doing things. So let's open this one up as I go through it. It just has the plastic wrap, doesn't look like it has seals or nothing. Just like on this one, obviously, if you go to one side of the panels on the carton, it actually shows you what this has in it. So based on this one, it's looking like this is going to have 10 gigs. It's got the connector that you tether, or it's a C-type connector that you put into your phone. It has the mics, and obviously it says how many it has in here. And it's got a 2-level active noise canceling, which is nice. So the noise canceling is a great feature. That's one thing about it. You have to push down on the buttons, and as we go through, I'll show you. It showed me while it was there. You push down the button once to connect things, and then you push it twice to activate. It goes from a green to a green yellow color, and that activates the actual noise canceling aspect. It's probably not the same like these headsets that I've got on. This actually kills a majority of the noise in the mini background. So when you're dealing with customers, like we did with Truck Driver Nation, when we're dealing with people that want to become freight dispatchers, I don't want them to hear it all in my background. So with this right here, this is going to give me the ability to hopefully have that same ability, not just with content. I'm actually hoping there's some other features in this that will benefit me, even dealing with maybe with customers. I'm not sure yet, but the content is the main thing that I'm focusing on with getting these devices. So I got the ability to learn drones and learn how to actually integrate them into what I do as a business. The other thing it's got in here, it looks like it's a 48-hour operation with case. So I think that's the case. So that's going to be the charging station itself. And then automatic limiting to prevent audio clipping. So I don't know if it gives me a warning to where I don't overextend my presentation because I'm not sure about that one. We're gonna have to look further in that. Remember, I haven't done the training videos yet, but that's the features of this. But then obviously it comes with the equipment. So we're gonna see if it has all this equipment. In theory, it's supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items in here. So let's see if we and it says this is made for iPhone. I don't think so because when that guy had this, he actually did it on an Android-based device. He didn't have an iPhone. So, you know, these days that when you're dealing with iPhone or Android, usually there's an alternative way to download the software so you can use the devices. But all right, let's see what we got in here. Give me a second. I get my fingernails up. I just don't want to tear the packaging up because, like I said, until I know this sucker is all there, everything's working good. I don't want to take something in that's been destroyed because, you know, I tore it into it like it was a Christmas morning present. So as I go through this, that right there, it all came out in basically one package. So let me show you here in a second. So there's the box that goes to this. Let me move this back so we can get a better view on this. So right here, I don't know what that is. It looks like it came with some stickers and stuff, but this looks like this is the owner's manual. So there's your owner's manual to this device. And it comes in that same packaging as it did with the DJI. It's pretty heavy duty polymer based type of thing. This in here, let's see. Yeah, so it's glued together just like the other one. So just grab it. This is a lot more sealed up. It looks like, I don't know what that means, but it's the same type of glue in between the plastics. So that being said, there that is. We'll pull the contents out. I'll take this, get rid of it, put it in the back box I was telling you about. So it comes, first of all, it comes in to, it's got a tag on it. What is that? I think that's listing the contents, but it has more than one language. So anyways, so it's got a little bag. Chance of me using the bags are slim. It doesn't, obviously, remember the devices are not waterproof or even water resistant. So maybe the contents is, I don't know if this is water resistant or not. Maybe the directions I have it. I'm usually not that much of a person to want to get that in depth with that, all that. I mean, I just got to know to keep it out of the rain. That would be the genius thing to do. So we get in here. These are going to be the noise filtering where it basically gets all that crackling. As you see, they got the little clips that go into the devices. So you should have 4 of these. And obviously you get 4 that are black and 4 that are black gray. So that's cute. And so I'll just stick these back here because obviously I don't need these at this given point. Actually, I'm going to pull them out because I am going to put them in that thing. And I want you to be able to see the contents anyways. There's nothing else on here. There is a, well, you can barely see it. It looks like some kind of 2D scanner. But that being said, we got 1, 2. I can see those getting lost real easy. 3, 4 of those. So next thing we're going to look at, we're going to pull out, is just a guest box. I really don't know what's what until I pull it out. This looks like this is going to be the charging cable. This is sealed pretty good, I'll be honest with you. It's like I don't want to come out of there. What we got? All right. Throw that in the garbage. I forgot what they call these, but he showed me what this would go to. It's between that device, and I'm not sure if it's the charging base, but we'll go further in it. So I think these are, what is these, 8th inch or whatever these are. That's going to be obviously, you know, communications, communicating something. And we're just going to have to figure out. So you got 1 of those. And then obviously this is a charging cable with only a USB. None of these are coming with the ports that you plug into like you do with your phones, you know, the core, you know, because it's got a coil in there to keep it at whatever, whether it's regulating the voltage up or down. It's just got the cables. But again, that's a C type. So next is in here. All right, so that right there is basically, there is your bag. So we'll set that up there. And now this is going to be the charging port. Well, they stick them together. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're taking this on them back, they're gonna be able to tell. Because I mean, not only is it stick, but look how it stretches the plastics. So they definitely look out for people trying to run scams, and I don't blame them. That crap is so bad these days. Press to unlock. So it has a sticker on there. It says press to unlock. We'll actually unlock it, but it's not going to do a lot of good until I peel this off. There we go. So it opened up. Look at there. Got some lights banging and banging already. Pull that off. Obviously don't need that no more. Trying to close it up and get it off my fingers. So what we got here is going to be all of our items. So right now, like I said, when we count it up, you got 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 of the items. So the rest of these should be in here. So this is going to be, this is like the lapel chargers. I mean, the mic for these things. And obviously you can see that it has, it's supposed to have little clip spots on here to put that on there. I'll have to look at it a little bit closer, but these here should fit onto here. And the reason why that obviously kills the noise, because these obviously you're going to secure to your vest or jacket or whatever it's going to be, so you can do your recording. And obviously what makes them great, and one of the things that caught my attention, this is metal and it had a magnet that goes in it, so I'm not pinning through my clothing and I can pin it anywhere on me. One thing is I did notice, based on based on how far when he was actually recording, it sometimes it became too strong. So you're gonna have to find your comfort zone based on that, unless you can edit the audio volume inside your software. But easily, don't lose the magnets. You're going to be pissed. But even though if you do, you can still open it up. It's got a clip on it, which I thought was a good backup. Which I'm assuming those would break off eventually, because everything under here is a polymer case, which is going to be that always that one thing that's going to mess you up. But if you put those back on there, just put that back down in there. And I don't know if that means the battery pack looks like it's only got one light on it. So that means obviously it needs to be charged packed to charge the devices. Next thing is going to be this one. Now I'm gonna be honest. The other one you hold down and it actually had like a little lit up digital display. But when I was looking at this on the gain, you know, you can actually go positive and negative without having to hold any buttons. So it's basically manual. And for me, I like manual sometimes. Digitals are great. It depends on what it is. But another reason I chose this one, for what I was getting for my overall objective, this met my needs, and it was a third of the price. Not that I was trying to save money, but at the end of the day, you can overstep what you really need and what's feasible, and then what's getting the biggest and best thing. So for this one, I haven't used it yet, so I don't know what the performance in the end product is going to look like. But for me, it was just probably more than what I figured I needed. So that's the reason I backed down to this one. Now, obviously, you can go back and upgrade to the other one, and they had them in there where you can actually just get them off the internet and stuff like that. But for me, I feel like that's going to be all I need. That being said, let me pull some of this out of here, because if I don't, I have a problem. So this here literally is going to be what goes to your phone, right? This here, let me get it out. These are magnetic, okay? Everything from what I noticed was mainly magnetic when it came to what you were doing. So what you do is you take this device, you got this slide tab here, and this has a small arrow here, and you're going to actually slide this into here. Obviously, you can see I spent some time with that salesman, and the reason I did, because I was like, hell, if I don't get it from him now, I'm going to regret it when I get home. Let me make sure I'm going in the right way. Remember, I got these things on because the whole damn age growth and development crap is starting to whoop my ass a little bit, and sometimes I feel like I'm kind of going blind. So there's the arrow. Arrow matches arrow, and it just slides in there. There we go. Let me get it in there. Shit. Well, one thing about it, you ain't got to worry about it sliding out once you get it on your device. But bam, but that's it. There it is. And then you take this and you're going to plug it into your device. So we're definitely going to see how that works out once we get to that point. Now, the one thing I apparently already don't see that maybe I don't like, that means I've got to take this in and out all the time for it to actually go back into its charging station to be recharged. So that means every time I'm going to have to take this out. And you know how it is when you start taking things in and out, something's bound to break. But there's that one. It just slides right back down into there. That's its storage compartment. Make sure I'm getting it in there right because I haven't. Okay, so it looks like it goes in this way. Give me a second. Well, really, that's pretty good. It makes one way works. That's it. So that makes you sure about the way you got it in there. So that fits in there. Everything, maybe it's because it's new. It just feels really super tight, you know? Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know if she was a virgin or not, but that being said, it definitely is tight. But as we go back in here, I see this tab here. We're going to slide this back into here. That was easy. It's a one-way. Everything has one-way tabs. So make sure to look closely at your devices to make sure that you're actually putting them in the correct way. So it's got the two tabs, slides in, and your secure has a C charger on it, which also has the 4 terminal ends. You definitely don't want to mess those up. I can guarantee you're going to have a hard time charging after that, but that is that part of the device. So there is what goes to your phone. Obviously, we're going to count these out. We got the one mic, and then we got the second one. Obviously, make sure them both have, oh yeah, there we go. You can see they both got magnets on them. So that makes that where that could be an issue. I'm not saying that you would lose your stuff, but so you got the one and then the second one. Each do have their magnets, so everything's in there. And the whole thing is the reason unboxing, you want to make sure everything's in there to begin with. So it looks like somebody did a good inspection to make sure all the contents were there. As I look down in there, I can see all my contacts. Pull this up. And all I can tell you is I'm not sure what goes in there. And I'm looking in here, has a description more or less what goes in there, but I'm clueless what that is. It is a stopper. It looks like it is actually for another C type, but not necessarily. But yeah, it looks like that's for another C type. So possibly, I don't see why you would need another C type because it's going to the phone. Who knows? Maybe they printed it up and didn't actually need it at the end of the day. And that's kind of where it ended up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the case, and then 8. So all 8 pieces are there. So, and that's what obviously it was on the side of the box. So we'll bring this back in here. Once you put it in there, the lights flash right there. You can see obviously they're green solid. Put them in there, it starts flashing. And obviously we'll put it on a charging station at some point. You can see the little tabs here, the little tabs in there. So it only goes this way. And there you go. And close it back up. And that's what you got. And so the C type on this would go into here, put her on charge, let all the contents charge up, and you're ready to go. So that is going to be, and I don't have nowhere to put these little muffs on it. That kind of sucks, so that means you're back to using this bag. Actually, the bag itself. So I don't know. I have to look, make sure that how many pieces it had in there. Let me take a look real quick, actually, while we're sitting here. Pull these off. Put all these jokers over here so they don't get lost. So it actually had 10 pieces. So we're going 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they're counting the magnets separate. That makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it's all there. So that's the magic number. So it comes with the case behind there, and then the contents of this, your manual, the little noise protector is the power cable. This cable that actually goes to the device, because as I'm remembering this actually connects from your phone. This is going to connect from your phone. Remember, I'm going to slide that C type in here at the bottom. And then this is going to connect from here. And this will actually hook onto the bottom of my phone. And which that's good because there's my port. And it looks like it went in there. It may not have. I may have to take my protective case off of to get this to operate, which is definitely something I don't want to do. I do have tempered glass on all my devices, so hopefully we won't have that problem. But that's looking like what it's requiring that you're going to have to do. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there, kind of see what that's going to look like. So anyways, that being said, we'll put this back in here so everybody's where it's at. So since it's new to me, it's new to you. I don't want to be trying to find this stuff in this house because I get real irritated real quick and I start tearing the house apart because I don't know where it went to. And it's always a piece that misses that nothing else can function without it. So welcome to the real world, right? But anyways, that being said, we'll kind of leave it there at that. So this was going to be an unboxing of the DJI Mic Mini. I hope that helped and you understand what the pieces come with it. As we go through, we'll do the follow-up videos. We'll to test that device, put everything into practical use, and then obviously see what kind of results we get in the final end result when we're testing all this different equipment. So that being said, that's all I got for you on this particular one. Make sure if you want to be a freight dispatcher, Truck Driver Nation, that's us. Definitely want to get a hold of us. We can get you where you're working from home, whether you're a digital nomad, work from home type of person, you got a family, you need more time with the family. For all my truck drivers out there, you guys that want to get off the road, definitely get with me. We can get you transitioned out of that truck. But besides that, go to our website, truckdrivernation.com. Go to our YouTube channel, Truck Driver Nation. If you want to attend the Wednesday webinar, our phone number, all of our contact information is actually inside of our website, which I would highly suggest. You ain't got to read all the content, but at least cover that homepage. But obviously, just send me a text message. Say, I want to be in Wednesday's webinar. Send me your email, and obviously, you'll have a place placed on there. We'll put you on the roster, and you can see what we have to offer and see if it's something that matches your needs. But that being said, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to using the DJI's equipment and seeing, hopefully, this is going to be a life changer, not just a life changer for us in the aspect that we have to do a lot to do our social media, but in the aspect, it makes it more professional. We get more different, topics that we can cover. And obviously the productivity of the responses that we get from the public interested, not just in our company, but obviously the clarity in which we can actually present the content to you and get a better idea of what you're actually doing if you're going to participate in working with Truck Driver Nation. But anyways, that being said, everybody have a great one. Look, thank you so much again for visiting and viewing our content, and everybody be blessed, and we'll talk to you soon.